having grandchildren around all the time, I mean, whom we love, but there they are. Don't let them murder each other, so it's you're on duty, but it's very rewarding. It's a rewarding job.
Do you ever get rather lonely on the court, meaning might you like a few extra members of the court? It has been proposed lately that we expand the number of members on the court from 9 to 11 or 13. What do you think of that?
I think 9 is fine. I'm not speaking about anybody's proposal, but I've discovered that 9 seems to work, and the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court has 7. And I've seen them at work, and I think 7's a better number. I mean, 7 is fine. 8 is fine, 9 is fine. And it's hard, because these are not shrinking violets, any of the members of the court. And yet they are going to be helpful, really, when they produce opinions which have more than five or more members signing on to those opinions. Because basically the country is not, maybe a few reporters are, but the country is not interested primarily in what Sandra O'Connor, or what I, or David, or somebody else think of the Constitution. They want to know primarily, what does the court think? Because that's what the law is, and that's what they'll have to follow in the courts and through legal advice and in the country generally. So it's very important to try to get those 5 on a single opinion. So people who are strong-minded, definite individuals have to also at the same time try to work together. And it works fairly well. Not perfectly, but fairly well.
As an alternative to expanding the court, others have suggested, including some of those who are running for president in 2020, that we might consider term limits for members of the Supreme Court, which I believe would require a constitutional amendment. Your thoughts?
I think that if there were a long term of years, I'm not speaking about anybody's proposal or about the political races or about politics or about candidates. And I'm actually not saying anything I haven't said many, many times when there was no election in the offing. But I think it would be fine to have long terms, say 18 years or something like that, for a Supreme Court justice. It would make life easier. I wouldn't have to worry about when I'm going to retire or not. And that would be easier for me. And moreover, it must be long. And the reason that it must be long is because you don't want somebody looking for his next job while he's a member of the court.
And I think both of these